Sandoval. It's nice to meet you again. The last time that you and I spoke with each other was last week. So how's it been since the last week that we spoke?
It's been good. I'm still on my medication currently, so I'm still taking my medication. I've been, stable. Haven't had any crazy hallucinations so far. Nothing like that. I've been doing really well on my medication, and feeling just frustrated with the side effects sadly of the medication. How I talked about last time that I had kind of dull thinking, I had kind of fuzzy. Whenever I take the medication, it makes my head fuzzy. So that's kind of my frustration. I've also still been frustrated. I haven't been able to find a job since the last session. I haven't, you know, been able to kind of find any positions that I'm interested in, anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandoval, I just want to reassure you that, and despite the challenges that you're facing, and that holding on to a job is not an impossible goal, um, by addressing these issues of, on a regular medication basis, you can work more towards a stable employment situation. Would that be helpful?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's my biggest kind of concerns is the medication, the employment, and then
Okay, so I just want to let you know also that, working through this, it'll boost your self-esteem and your self-worth, and you'll be a little bit more at ease with your symptoms and what you're going through. And it's very essential to keep taking your Haldol medication on a regular basis. Are you understanding of that?
yeah, I've been consistently taking it. It's just that there are periods that I'll go without it, but I've been consistently on it for maybe like a month or so now.
Okay, and then from our last discussion, from our session, our therapy session, we had talked about in regards that, that you weren't taking your medication. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, a couple months ago I wasn't taking my medication, but it was a big concern because I hadn't I was hallucinating, and how I mentioned all those things happen. I'll hear voices about trying to hurt others, but I've been consistently on my medication for around a month.
What made you want to quit taking your medication, your Haldol medication?
The dual thinking that I mentioned, the fuzzy thoughts, kind of feeling like a zombie almost, like if that makes sense to you, like feeling fuzzy, and I don't like the feeling in my head when I take it. That's what would make me stop taking it, but I've been consistently on it, and I'm still getting those side effects from the medication.
You don't have any thinking of like harming anybody at this time or harming
Not
yourself?
at this time because of the medication that I'm on. It kind of staples my thoughts, but when I'm not on it, I do kind of have those thoughts.
Okay. So, have you tried talking to your primary physician about in regards to your not wanting to take your medication anymore?
Um, I haven't even thought of it as a really an option just because it's like they give me the medicine and I take it, no questions asked. So I haven't really even thought about fighting back against the prescription.
So, what do you think that's causing you the most stress between those two have not wanting to take your medication and having a stable job?
I think between those two, my medication problems come first, and then I guess following that would be the job employment problems that I've been having.
Okay, and I understand that you were in your past you've been in and out of psychiatric hospitals. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, it's not too much of a concern right now because I'm stable, so I wouldn't make it a priority, but yeah, honestly, it's been a problem kind of
And
staying
you're
out.
currently working, living in a county boarding care?
Yeah, I'm currently living in county facility.
Okay. Is there anyone that there to be able to monitor you Are you taking your medication on a regular basis?
Yeah, they always monitor my medication intake and make sure I'm kind
So
of.
this is something that you want, to not want to take your medication? Is that
I
from my
want
understanding?
to be stable without the side effects of medication.
So this is happening when you're not taking your medication,
That's
correct?
when the hallucinations and voices will start.
Okay, so what would be the most important thing that you would be willing to work on for yourself? Would it be like
That's the medication.
the medication therapy part?
The medication, yeah. Just, I don't know, maybe switching it
Okay.
or,
This could be a possibility of a side effect medication, perhaps.
yeah.
But, like I would recommend talking to your primary physician about your medication, what is causing an impact of you have delusional thoughts, having dual thinking going on when you're not taking your medication, and you're trying to find work and you're trying to keep this job while being stable. Um, in order to find work, you got to be stable, right?
Sure.
You got to have be on the medication on a regular basis. Otherwise, if you stop taking your medication, you'll have all these possible side effects impacting you from being able to hold on to your job. Okay, so we can work on a SMART objective. Is that something that you're willing to work with me on?
Yeah, what does that kind of look like?
Well, we can start with seeing a psych doctor um,
For the medication?
for the medication to
Okay.
help you um, get maybe adjusted for the medication
Okay.
and to help you with your stabilization and your mental well-being.
Right.
Would that be something that you're interested in?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start our objective here. And let's see. So, Mr. Sandoval, okay, can I go? Mr. Sandoval
Mm-hmm.
will see a psych doctor or physician within, what would you say, would it be a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks from now?
Um, I mean, I feel like I could get an appointment pretty quick, a week. Sounds good.
Within next week?
Next week.
Within next week. Okay, so Mr. Sandoval will see a psych doctor within next week. Would this be helpful?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes.
Okay, so, and then your next goal, what would you like to work on? Finding work,
Yeah.
finding work perhaps, and
Yes.
keeping your job?
Well, finding a job.
Finding a job. Okay, so Mr. Sandoval will attend, oh, will find, I'm sorry,
It's okay.
will find employment within, what would you say?
I feel like for this one, it's gonna take a little bit longer, just because, I have all these problems going on. Maybe like, what's the time frame, up to 3 weeks?
Up to 3 weeks?
So within 3 weeks is that?
Within within 3 weeks, within a month?
Just within 3 weeks.
Within 3 weeks, okay. So, Mr. Sandoval will see a psych doctor within next week.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sandoval will uh, find employment within 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Would this be helpful for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I wanted to do, you know, um, seeing a psych doctor so I can go ahead and change the medication, or I don't know if I can change the medication or anything. That's what I'm kind of worried about, if I'm able to change it or if I should change it. But
Most of the time with the psych medication, um, your doctor would have to make that adjustment for you with the medication of your Haldol dose, depending on what dose that you're on and how much you're taking it per day. So that would be basically up to your primary physician or your psych doctor
okay,
that will be recommending to you within the next week.
okay, so that's kind of the objective for 2 weeks or for the week.
For the week that we're talking about, right?
Right.
Yes. And was there any questions in regards to that medication?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna contact my psych doctor and figure out how I can fix the medication issue.
Okay. But I'm also here as well. I'll give you all my email address and my contact information, and so you can touch bases with me with our agency
Okay.
during the office hours. Per policy, we can't have any calls during our outside office hours.
Okay.
Just to let you be aware of that. Okay. Okay. So on your second objective, what we have here, we have that Mr. Sandoval will find employment within 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out, you know, what I should do. I haven't really researched too much about any employment, so I'm not too sure exactly what employment I want to go for. Wouldn't you think like an entry level or?
Well, we can find you something where it's not so complicated. Once your doctor gets you stable on your medication,
Right.
and then you're working on finding your job, that will kind of help you to keep that job once you're stabilized from your medication from the Haldol, and once the doctor adjusts the medication, so it doesn't cause any dual thinking or any kind of delusional hallucinations or anything that you're thinking of wanting to harm someone else.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, so that would be the second one, and that one's, we said, what was it, 3 weeks? So I'd have to find employment by 3 weeks.
Do you want it 3 weeks, or we can shorten that?
3 weeks is fine. I mean, I feel like it'll be a bit difficult because I'm not too stable right now, but I feel like 3 weeks, you know, I could probably do it.
To find employment. And how many, so what would you be interested in finding?
I'm thinking like just an entry level job, like maybe like a restaurant, fast food, just something entry level so that I could build up to do, you know, because I don't think I'm prepared enough right now for a job with a lot of responsibilities. I think maybe just an entry level one right now is fine.
And I agree. Once, like I mentioned before, once you see your psych doctor and they adjust your medication, then more than likely that you'll be able to keep your job, but for the meantime, you could be looking for work as well, so you're not kind of like stressed or any kind of
Too much like overwhelmed or anything.
not being overwhelmed. Okay. So let's see here. So we talked about that in regards. I want to let you know I want to set up a contract between you and I, and just to be aware that I know where your progress is at and how well you're doing. We're gonna formulate this contract between you and I, where that you're aware of what the treatment's about, and so my contact information I'll be giving my my number and my email. So if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to email me or leave a voicemail in my office, and then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I will also give you the agency's contact information as well. Do you have any concerns or any questions?
I do have a couple questions.
Okay.
I'm kind of concerned about, this objective stuff. If I don't meet the objective, what will happen? Like, if I don't, see a psych within the 1 week that we said, what would happen?
Well, what would happen is you'll just kind of be kind of setting yourself back, and it would kind of prolong you from even trying to find employment. What if you happen to find employment and you're working and you're not taking your medication, and you start having these dual thinking and these delusional thoughts or hallucinating, how will you be able to focus?
So,
We want to make sure you're stable enough to keep the job.
would we create like another goal?
We can do that. We can change our goal here.
If I don't meet that one.
Yes, absolutely. There's always other options if this goal, if these goals don't work, and you happen to email me concerning that this, goal's not working for you, then absolutely we can go back and we can readjust that goal.
Okay.
That what you're needing.
Because I just worry about the deadline. I mean, meeting it is kind of scary. So if we could readjust it, like if I have any problems with the employment one, we could readjust it.
We can readjust it at any time. There would be absolutely no problem adjusting your goals. Just to let you know that we're here for that, for your needs, and to work with you, your goals, to accomplishing your goals, to get you on the right track on your next journey. Keeping a job and being stable with yourself.
So let's say next session I have maybe another priority. Like maybe I'm not really focused on doing employment anymore, but maybe I might be more focused on something else. Would we create another goal then, or how does that work?
Yes, absolutely. We can create another goal. Once you've met with your psych doctor and you've adjusted to your medication, I think we can absolutely change your goal depending on what you're interested in, what you want.
Okay. And do I get a copy of that so I can have your number and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. You will get a copy of the contract information that we went over and what we have discussed. Now, is there any concerns that perhaps you may have, or?
No, just kind of, not other than that, just kind of worried about, meeting it, but if we can kind of adjust it and go with what my priorities are, I would really appreciate it just to have that and,
Yes. And, like I said, finding employment within the next 3 weeks, that would be helpful, correct?
yeah, it was the employment one and then it was the
psych doctor.
Psych doctor one, okay.
It was the psych doctor within the next week. Is that something that's feasible for
Yeah.
you?
That's fine.
Okay. And if you have any more concerns or questions, just, feel free to email me and we can rechange the goals again.
Okay.
Absolutely at any time.
Okay. And then do I sign anything?
Yes, let me get the contract. I'm gonna go ahead and put the contact information, my number, and email. And like I had mentioned before, we're not allowed to receive any outside office hours. Just go ahead and leave a voicemail.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and give you the agency's contact information, and we'll just take it from there. And now, are you understanding of this contract now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. So, Mr. Ken, I need you to sign here And if you could please state it. Thank you so much, Ken, for coming in and seeing me. And I hope these goals do work. And like I said before, if these goals do not happen to work, you can always come back and we can redo your goals again.
Okay. Do I get a copy and do you sign that one too?
Yes, you will get a copy. I will.
And you sign that one? Or-
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it right now. And here's your copy.
Thank you.
And here's some more information about our agency that will help you for the meantime. Okay? Thank you so much, Mr. Ken Sandoval, coming in and seeing me. I greatly appreciate you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a